or you're using a GPU, even the low spec GPU, or if you have a powerful GPU or something mid-range. Like obviously I would be considered, I guess, somewhere in the mid-range because I only have one GPU. So I got it all covered. And don't worry, unlike the other night streams where things failed, I finally got it working. And you guys will be surprised how I finally got it working. So it's actually extremely simple, and so I think it's probably because all the people who all the instructions were as I suspected earlier, all the instructions were based on having an Intel CPU and an NVIDIA GPU. So I got it. So I'm happy I got it working. So just be aware that this particular settings might be only specific to my setup, but I'll show you my setup and how I got it working. All right. Let's actually get started. Oh, be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments because it helps this channel grow. And also, like I said, when I learn something, I share. And when some of my viewers and subscribers, they have been sharing a lot of knowledge, so that's why I'm able to do tutorials like this AI video. I would never have dreamt, like the beginning of this year, I'll be able to generate AI images and video and better quality ones as well. So a quick background, if you guys don't know, for the past since 2011, what's that, 14 years, I had Intel i7-2600, and I was using the iGPU, the integrated graphics, for quite a while until in 2016 I bought a NVIDIA GTX 950, and that worked fine even just earlier this year. Up to like April, I was still able to generate AI images, but then after that I noticed I did an update, and then things didn't work too well. Obviously my system was old, the GPU, I only had 16 gigs of RAM, DDR3, so relatively recent, about maybe a month and a half ago or so, I upgraded my system. So right now I'll show you what my system is right now. I'll pull this up. I'll show you that later. So I upgraded my system. Obviously everything is supposed to be fast and everything. The only thing instead of having, I went all AMD. So the AMD CPU, AMD GPU, and then I already knew when I did that there would be some issues because everything is biased obviously toward NVIDIA especially. However, I was able to get everything working. I have experience with that. For example, when I up to about 2007, I used to use Microsoft Windows almost for probably from somewhere in the mid 90s. So when I switched over to Linux, obviously I had to compile some things. There was some growing pains. So I kind of expected that, but it's actually going pretty well. Obviously, some of the stuff I used to do before, like for example, Easy Diffusion, that one would want, and automatic 1111, they would want to install an old version of Rocom when I already have some using Fedora. So I left those ones. So I'm glad I did, because it forced me to do more research and find things which work for my particular case. So I was very happy with the Comfy UI. You can even see here. With this original tutorial, I was able to generate video using this a model which is the WAN 2.2 TI2V 5B model. The TI2, that means obviously it does text to video and also does image to video. So in Comfy UI, I only did the text to video, and that was the best. That was the only way so far I was able to generate video from an AI. And then when I tried to do the 14B one, and that failed. You guys saw those streams, but for the 14B, the same version 2.2, WAN 2.2, I did a night stream where I can't remember if it was a night stream or day stream, when one of the viewers helped me. They gave me their settings. I tried all that and it still failed. The only video I was able to get was when I used the LTX, and he told me not to use that. That's old and the code is not very good. The funny thing is that was actually my best video so far, the LTX. So so what I want to do yesterday is I found, as you guys know, for the chat AI, I've moved over to llama.cpp. It's way faster, and I'm using the Python, and I create my own custom UI, which is you guys have seen me progress, tweak it and make it better in all the night streams. So another thing I did was I want to do the same thing. I was thinking, hey, does somebody have the same thing for stable diffusion? And luckily I did find one I went over through yesterday. It was called Stable-Diffusion.cpp. It's inspired by llama.cpp, and now it also has like Python bindings and whatever. But I was thinking, when I'm generating images or videos, I don't need Python for that, because for probably almost 100%, I am probably just going to need one. So I don't need Python maybe to do scripting. If I need scripting, I can probably do on the command line. So I'm not. So there's also a slight performance hit, but yeah, I don't need Python for that, because I also don't want to install extra libraries and when I don't need to. So the command line is perfectly fine with that. So there's a reason you might say, hey Edward, why are you showing this conf UI when you're not going to use conf UI? I'll explain why conf UI is super important for stable diffusion CPP. So all the settings that you do use there are actually still valid when you generate the video. I'll show you that in a second. So another reason I like this model, it's it's open source. There are no restrictions. You can even make stuff which are not safe for work. So as you can see, you have to create a virtual environment, and then if you don't, you install so many dependencies. One of the problems with Python is that there is no way to. It has what in Linux is termed as dependency hell, meaning that you install one package, you install another one, but when you uninstall the original package, it's not going to uninstall the other dependencies at the same time. So that's one thing. Even running in a virtual environment is not so good. So that's one of the things I didn't want to install Python stuff. Okay, so as you can see, this is the instructions for using conf UI. Now, why do I keep on saying conf UI? Well, the reason is right here. So this is the default template for conf UI. Don't worry, I have a screenshot, and I'll zoom in and I'll show you why I decided to do this. Because remember, even though stable-diffusion.cpp is inspired by Llama, clearly it's also the way it works. It's literally almost a drop-in replacement for conf UI, except it's on the command line. So it's going to be way faster. And what you guys seeing in the screenshot is my it's called cooler control. This allows me to control so my GPU, because you don't know, it's an AMD Instinct MI60. It has 32 gigs of HBM2 memory. So the problem is, because it's a server grade card, it didn't come with any cooling system. So what I did is I got a 3D printed fan shroud with a 40mm fan, and what I've noticed is I can't rely on a fan profile, because the temperature jumps up really quickly. I think you guys may have seen one of my almost viral video where I said it went up to 512 degrees. That's what the reading said. So you can imagine relying on a fan profile. You can see here I do have what do you call this? I do have some script which was supposed to be a fan profile, but I decided manual is just better. That way I don't have to worry about burning the house down or the CPU and everything. So as you can see here, these are the videos that it actually generated, and it took a while to generate those videos. And the best videos were I had to increase the resolution, but then that takes way too long, even though if it's using the GPU. So what I found is, as I said again, with thanks to my one of my viewers, helped me with some settings. So when I tried tweaking with the bigger model, I couldn't get anything. So I'm going to stick to this model because it works. When you search on the internet, everybody says that this model is not very good and etc. I disagree, because it was the only model where I was able to, obviously, the first time to create videos. So obviously you took your settings. So the purpose of this tutorial is to show you how you can generate a video really fast. So you can see those videos I created. You see all of them were essentially 0 seconds, 1 second, and 1 second, right? So, and it took a very long time to generate them. So we are going to create videos which are going to be more than 1 second. It will be a minimum of 3 seconds. You can make it as much as you want, and you'll see how fast it is, and you actually get videos, right? Like videos. So we're going to do that, and you see how fast it is. So I'm going to leave this part here because we'll be able to compare. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, you see here, you can download the binary for Stable-Diffusion.cpp. I did download the binary, then I found out that the binary did not have ROCm support in Linux. On Linux it says Ubuntu, but don't worry, it will work on whatever Linux distro it will work. You see inside it, when you download it, it is just really just to, I mean, you have the license files, this to here, the ggml and the Stable-Diffusion.cpp, and then you have the library lib Stable-Diffusion.so, and then you have the actual binary file. And this file here, this is just the default. I just ran the default and it created a cat. So the code was pretty good for CPU, and I didn't notice that this here is actually some artifacts until I used the GPU. The GPU ones were way better. So obviously the CPU is going to take a long time. So if you read the GitHub page, I guess the programmer said that he had problems compiling it with ROCm support. So he just compiled it with Vulkan, OpenCL, and others. So you can go check there, and the binary might work for you. The binary is a good way to test it. So when I ran it, even though it was running with CPU, I was pretty happy with the result using just the small little model. So then that's why I decided to compile it for my with ROCm support, and then obviously it's way faster when you do that. Because it's also C or C++, it's going to be way faster than using say Comfy UI and Python and all that as well. So there's a small penalty hit if you use the Python bindings, but I said for me I'm pretty happy with the command line, because I said most of the time I'll be just generating 1 or 2 images, so I can simply copy paste in the command line, solve some UI or something. But there are also some UIs for it. Okay, so you guys watched the video yesterday. I'll show you how I just followed the instructions and I tweaked it a little bit because I didn't want to install Clang, so I used GCC and G++, which are already on my system. All right, so let's. I just remembered something. I'm actually live streaming on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. So I'm going to check up on them just to make sure, because sometimes I have to refresh the page for the live stream to actually show what's going on. So I've done that for BitChute. Hit play. Okay, there we go. BitChute is working, great. Let me check. Oh yeah, looks. Rumble, I need to refresh as well. I think, yeah, it's live. It says live, great. And I already have somebody started following my channel. Okay, the real Alabama John, thank you for that. Real Alabama John, you guys remember yesterday was requested that I go and he wanted to talk to me during a live stream, which is kind of weird. Oh, finally, Odyssey also, I just went there and it did not, it didn't give me that issue it always does, but it doesn't pop the live chat. I think I have to refresh the page. Give me a second. All right, there we go. It started 15 minutes ago. Fantastic. Okay, and obviously YouTube is there as well. So if you want to give me a chat, you can chat in any of them. Unfortunately, the OBS on the one for Linux doesn't support the browser docs when I'm using Wayland, so I need to do this manually, and yeah, so that's the thing. Okay, so I'm not going to use this for video because that will take way too long, and I like these night streams, I want to keep them within a reasonable time. So I'm going to leave this here because when I create the article for this, which will come out sometime next week, we'll do a test to see how long this takes to generate an image here and versus the GPU. Okay, so let's go back here. So I'll tell you what I did is, you see I created a folder called stable-diffusion. Sorry, not the Python one. Actually, I should get rid of this Python because I'm actually never going to use Python. I should actually delete that one. I created this one, stable-diffusion.cpp, and then when I cloned, and you guys, I've done so many Git tutorials, so when you clone, use that little trick I showed you, the depth one, instead of getting the entire history, you save space. So then all I did is I created a build folder, and then I just followed the instructions, and you can see these are all the images I generated. And if you notice, I actually have video. See, the first video was black. I'll explain you what that was. And then this one was, I think this is from the Imager. So I was actually very happy with that. And I also show you how you can actually speed up the image to video generation. There's a trick that actually makes a significant difference as well. And this were just images, so that's not the focus of today's tutorial. Today's tutorial is about video. And then I actually managed to generate one just text to video. Let me show you this one here. You see that? Isn't that nice? Yeah, there we go. So as I promised, I was finally able to get the video working. Now, also when I run in the command line, you can also see it acts like a log. You can actually see what's going on, and you can fix changes. So one of the problems I had even yesterday was when I copied the stuff from the official documentation, they are using Windows. So Windows uses the backslashes. Obviously, Linux and Unix type system uses the /. So those are the type of things you just have to be aware of. And yeah, so another thing I'm going to explain today is there's an application. Again, one of my viewers, I think the same one who helped me with the ComfyUI configuration, told me about applications which when you're downloading, especially downloading models, because they're usually gigabytes, you should use parallel downloads. Instead of using the old wget or curl, you can use something like Area2C. That's the one I'm going to use. There's also AXA, but the other applications as well. So they run in parallel. What that means is that they will open multiple connections to the server if the server allows it, and then it will download as well, and then put everything together at the end. So it will be much faster than just one single thread getting everything. Okay, so these examples, I didn't even realize the examples here. Oh, I guess that's for building. I thought that was yeah. So that's all I did. I just followed the instructions I said from the website, and I tweaked them for my needs. So if you don't understand what I'm trying to say here, I'll show you here. I'm going to open up the web browser here, and I'll just show you. Make it smaller. It does. So if you just go to, just type stable. I don't want the Python one. I just want the regular one. So the stable-diffusion, and then it's .cpp. You see, it goes to this person's leadjet. So here we go. This is the GitHub page of leadjet, and you can see here Stable-Diffusion.cpp, and then you can see here the latest release. This is the one obviously I have. You see now it supports QEM image edit. Just this year it started supporting WAN 2.1 VAS, and then WAN 2.1 and 2.2. So that was actually in September of this year. So that got me really excited. And you can see the details there. and you can see it supports models here. It's basically, if anything that works in ComfUI will almost 100% work here as well. So I'm more interested in the WAN here, so I'm going to click that page. It's going to open up here. I haven't tried the photo maker. Maybe we'll do that in a night stream when I actually create the tutorial for this. And you can see, as I said before, it supports obviously the CPU, CUDA, NVIDIA, Vulkan, Metal. Metal is obviously for Mac, OpenCL, and this sysl. And then the other weight formats like PyTorch, Checkpoint, Safe Tensor, and GGUF. This is one of those things that got me get the video shows. Obviously, then it's cross-platform Linux, Mac OS, Windows, and Android using Termex. And as you can see here, I just used the sampling method. I just left it at Euler, but you can try some of these other ones, and you can download models. So I don't recommend you download models using core, as I said, because that's single-threaded. Use something else, and then after that, when it's built, you just run it like that. Okay, and then they have the performance guide. So I don't have to worry about the performance guide, because I said I already know that my model easily fits into my system with the RAM and the VRAM as well. And as you can see here, there are more guides as well. The bindings, as I explained, there's Python, there's Rust, there's Flutter, Dart, C#, Golang, with both with and without Seagull. And these are the UIs. And I said, like, for me, I don't need a UI, because I said I'm okay with the command, and I compile it. So just be aware that if you're on Linux and I have an AMD GPU, you will need to compile. it. There's no binary at this time. And these are the other references. You can go check it out. So if you go to releases, here we go to the releases, the latest one here, and you can see they have releases for. So you see Windows. Looks like you see the Mac OS, and it says Linux Ubuntu. If you're on Linux, you can get this one to try it out. It works on all Linux distros, as I said. Ignore the name Ubuntu there. I did run it actually yesterday. So, and then you can see Windows. There's 64-bit, the CPU one, and what's this, CUDA, AVX, and Vulkan. So there you go. If you're in Windows, you're lucky in that you most likely will get something to run that can run on your GPU, like Vulkan or OpenCL. Okay, but it's pretty easy to, as I said, to compile. It didn't take me long to compile. It took maybe a minute, maybe. So if your system is a little bit slow, it might take 2-3 minutes, but it's still worth it, especially if you have a GPU that you want to use, an AMD GPU. Okay, so with that said, I've already shown you this video, so let's get started and actually create some videos. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up, what would I open this up for? Oh yeah, sorry, I apologize. One more thing. So this is the instructions for the videos. So they tell you where to download the WAN models. So this is very similar. If you're coming from ComfUI, you understand this stuff here. And so you see WAN 2.2, the 5B. I have 5B, and I also have 14B as well. So I haven't tried 14B because I was having issues. If you guys remember, what it does is in ComfUI, yeah, it will put the model into RAM first before it passes it to the GPU, which didn't make any sense. So I was fooling around trying to get it to bypass that and just go straight to the GPU. Anywho, you see this safe tensors. I already had this because I was doing it in ComfUI. The one thing that caught me by surprise is this one, GGUF. Right, so this is the one that I downloaded, and that enabled me to actually get the when I tried it, and then I got this black. You can see if I play it, it's just a black screen. So I was scratching my head because I'm like, I followed the instructions. What's going on? So I'll explain what's going on here. So I'm going to skip all this stuff here. You see, it's all Windows because it says sd.exe. I know that's Windows. So I'm looking for where's the 2.25B. Here we go. So what I did is I copied these two commands. I think I'm going to copy both of them. So I'll copy this one first. See, this one is text to video, and this one is I2V, image to video. So this is where, because this is the model I'm going to use for this tutorial or screencast. So I'm going to copy. I'm going to say T2V. Oh, V and oops. Oh, I'm on command line. Sorry about that. That's the thing with the. Oh, here it is. I just need to open a new. There we go. So T2V. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out of here just so that it's easier to read. Okay, so let's see. You see, it uses a backslash. that you can tell that's Windows, and then -m. The method, obviously, video. You want to create a video, so it's video underscore gen, and then the diffusion model. So as I said before, I already had this because I downloaded it prior when I was using ComfyUI to generate those videos you saw. And then the VAE, this one I already also had it because, again, for ComfyUI. The one that caught me off was this one here, the T5XXL. So I thought I had one, but mine actually ended with safe sensors, and then this one is the one you need. It's the Q8. And if you guys remember from 2 tutorials ago, the higher the quantization, the better the quality. It will be faster too. So that's the first hint. And then the prompt is simply a lovely cut. That's it. And then they recommend a CFG scale of 6.0. So this is going to be slow, but the quality is going to be obviously much better. And then the sampling method, it's set to Euler. And after that, we have the -v. That means verbose, meaning it's going to put stuff out on the screen for you. -m, that means that's a negative prompt. Now, I did actually, I never understood this, but if you actually take this part here, obviously it's kanji characters or Chinese. I think it's simplified Chinese. So if you actually go and translate this, you actually be surprised what it means. So I'll just go to, I'll say translate. There we go. So I put it here, it will just detect it. And you see, it says vibrant colors, overexposed, static, blurry details, subtitles, style, artwork, painting, image. You get the point. JPEG, low quality, ugly. So that's a negative prompt, right? If you don't understand what negative prompt means, it means that it will try to make sure that these things do not happen. So, for example, we don't want low quality, we don't want worst quality, right? So we don't want to make it ugly, incomplete. We don't want extra fingers. We don't want poorly drawn hands, right? So those are all things we do not want. That's what a negative prompt is. So, right here. So, I guess it written out in the so-called Roman. Yeah, so I was right. So it's Chinese simplified, right? I was right about that. You know how I know that is because when I visited Japan, almost over two decades ago, I was kind of, because I thought they would have everything in Japanese, and I was surprised to see simplified Chinese there, which blew my mind. Like I'm not even talking like in the urban areas, because I would go to the rural areas. That really shocked me. Anywho, so then by default, let me go back to here, and then you see by default the width is set to 480 and the height is set to 832. So that means it's going to be a vertical video or portrait video, if you will. One thing I did learn the hard way as well is that it likes everything has to be multiples of 64. You guys, if you watched yesterday's video, you understand. No, is it 64? It has to be. Yeah, it has to be a multiple of 64. And then diffusion far, and then offload to CPU. If you don't have enough VRAM, you want to put that there. And video frames. So, and then you have the flow shift set to 3.0. So when I ran this, I got this. I mean, when I fixed all this stuff here, using using a forward slash itself, the back. What's the name? Did I make a mistake? Why did I say backslash? Well, you guys get the point. So I what do you call it? So yeah. So when I resolve that, oh yeah, I'm right. Yeah. So yeah, this is the forward slash. This confused me. This forward slash is this way. This is backslash. Yeah, I was right. I was yeah. So I was really confused why I got this black video here, and I was like, what is going on? So for example, if we inspect this video, you will see it's 480 by 832. It's 2 seconds. By default, it's 16 frames per second, so that's why you see it's 2 seconds. But I was like thinking, what is going on? Why did I get a black? I was so if you remember, the trick is very simple. Let me go to my downloads folder and I'll show you the trick. So what I try to do is I try to run ComfyUI in order to take a screenshot of the default template for WAN 2.2, and then I realized that I could not, because everything got deleted when I was trying some funny enough to install the Python version of this, because I wanted to clean up some space. So right here, so I looked at these settings. This is the default for ComfyUI. So obviously you can see the negative prompt is the same. I'm not gonna, I mean, I could not copy this obviously, because this is a photo I got off the I downloaded this off the internet. So I looked here. Let me see if I can zoom in. You guys should be able to see this. So I looked here and I noticed something interesting. You see the seeds? They're clearly random. It even says here randomized. The steps are set to 20. The CFG is set to 5. Interesting. And then you see the sample name is set to uni_pc. I couldn't get the equivalent for that one. I don't know that one yet. And then the scheduler is set to simple. There you go. That's the tutorial. So if you're having problems, try setting the scheduler to simple. That's what got me getting the videos working. That little guy right there, just adding a scheduler and setting it to simple, and then boom, I was able to get videos. Because I tried all this stuff. I tried setting the FPS higher. I tried increasing the resolution, and none of that stuff worked. So you see down here, the default resolution is 1280 by 704, again because of the multiples of 64. I even tried increasing the length. None of that worked. It is only this little part right here, scheduler, simple, and boom, I was able to get videos. And then after that, I fooled around, and when I did that, I fooled around, and then I was able to generate. I was really happy when I was able to generate one text-to video, which is this one here. I'll play it again. Yeah, let me see. Where does it play over there? There we go. Let's see. Can you play? I'm using MVP. I don't know why it likes to play. Oh, it's center. I guess by default it goes to the center. Let me see if I think it's spacebar. We'll play again. There we go. So some of you who are watching this on a vertical screen, you can see this. So this was all generated by AI. And I chose I wanted to generate really, really fast. So I set the CFG to 1, and I'll show you. Yeah, so there you go. I was really, really surprised that I was able, because people were saying that they can generate videos very, very, very quickly, and I'm like, are you serious? Because I said when I used ComfyUI, it was taking forever, and they said they were using ComfyUI as well. So I was confused. I'm like, what am I doing wrong, right? And they had people. They would have like say 4 gigs of VRAM. No, they did have an NVIDIA one, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. So I'm happy I'm able to generate videos in a few seconds really fast. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, so you see here, you can add more. I'll show you all that on the command line as well. You can add obviously more. You can tweak the settings. You don't have to use this one. Like I said, for example, I set this to 1. What else did I do? And the only thing basically added here was the scheduler. Simple. That is it. That is really it. I was so happy. So that is the text to video, and then of course we have the image to video. So I'll copy that one. You see it's almost the same, except there's let me zoom out of here. Then we have the image to video. Go zoom out. Oh. Why does it do that? Do I have to click here to zoom? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So is that zoom? Click here and zoom. No. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So again, it's the same thing. You see, you get your diffusion model, and you get your what is it? The sense, the self sensor, safe tensor. Sorry, the V and the VAE, and then the T5XXL, and that's so it's the same. You get the Q8. Now, if you notice here, it's the same settings. Everything is exactly the same, including the negative prompt. Everything is exactly the same, except down here. You see, there's a new. You see, it says -I. That means an input. That's for input. So we input our, in this case, the cat. And in my case, I did generate the cat images here. So what I did was, because I was lazy, let's be honest. So what I did was I took this image. This image was, because I didn't feel like generating. I think I deleted the image which was generated by the GPU. So remember, this image was the one generated by the CPU. I just needed something to I needed to test the image to video. So I took this image, and what I did was I used GIMP, and I scaled it. You see, I scaled it like this. I stretched it, if you will. I stretched it to fit 480 by 832. The reason for that is it will speed up the video creation if you're doing image to video. So that way, otherwise it will waste resources, the GPU or your RAM, scaling it. So it scales it twice. What it will do, for example, this image is 512 by 512. It will upscale it. It will upscale it to say something like 1024 by 1024. Then it's going to crop it. So yeah. So the problem with that is, in my particular case, the main character is obviously the cat, right? So it's much better for me to scale it or create my own, right? So that's it. So with that said, and you can also, there's another option as well, which is -O. Then you can specify what type of output you want. So by default, it will just create output.avi, and I just renamed it. So I just sure I didn't want to override it, so that's why I did that. All right, so let's get started. Let's build something. So what I'm going to do is we'll do the cuts as well, just so you can see how it is, and maybe we'll do something else. So what I need to do first is I need to go to the AI folder here. I need to start the cooler control, because remember, my GPU, I control the fan manually. So that I'm just gonna, I already have the terminal open. What am I thinking? So I technically don't need to do that. Yeah. So I can, I just realized I have the terminal. Yeah, I already have the terminal open here. So the terminal open, I'm gonna open up a new tab. And I don't need to clean it up, but I will. So let's clean this up. Clear. And I'm gonna sudo cooler. Yeah, so it's gonna ask me for my password. This has to run as a super user or root user. Looks like you remembered the stuff from yesterday. Looks like I didn't shut it down properly. Okay, that's fine. So it's 1.1. That's the one here. It looks like it remembers. Yeah, it looks like it. Oh yeah, I don't want it to be running at that RPM. So it looks like it remembered this from yesterday. It looks like I think I just closed the browser window without closing it down. So when it must have saved it in local, what do you call it, local storage, and remember that this was running at as you saw 50%, 8,000 RPM. So that's the reason why I prefer controlling it manually, because if you just plug in that fan shroud into your CPU, it's going to run at maximum speed, which is about 1800 RPM. It's like a jet engine taking off, so super loud. So I fooled around with this until I was happy. The default is usually around 2700 RPMs in the BIOS, and obviously this with the proper sensor, I'm able to monitor the temperature of the GPU. So in case you don't know what GPU it is, this is the this one is the integrated one. So I'm just gonna collapse that one. I don't need it. And this is the dedicated one. So as I said, I know that if it's run, usually in summer it runs at about 47, which is 47 degrees Celsius, which is fine. It's not going to burn anything because the fan is still the fan is still spinning. And then obviously when I do AI stuff, I ramp it up, as you guys saw, to 50%, which is about 8,500 RPM or so. So the temperature here will probably go around 40, 41, and that's fine for idle because I don't need the noise. So be careful if you use the CPU, because I saw the CPU temperature is going to about 75 to 80 degrees Celsius. Now obviously that one has a fan. It has a fan profile. It's set to auto. But still, that's a little bit too high for my comfort. You can feel the heat coming out of it. So yeah, so just be aware of that. Now I'm using the stock cooler. Oh, I forgot to show you guys my system. Sorry about that. Let me open up the system monitor, and I'll show you I'll just tell you my system. So you can see here I have 6 cores and 12 threads. I have 32 gigs of RAM. Now because I have an integrated graphics, 4 gigs is reserved for the integrated graphics. So what I really have usable is 28 gigs. But even that is not quite true, because I think 4 or 8 of that is taken up by ZRAM. And then obviously I'm running things like I'm running OBS. I have some browser window open here, and obviously I'm running some application. So basically the usable one is usually about 20-23 gigs of RAM. And most likely I'm not going to get more RAM, and I'll explain to you why I'm not going to do that. Is because it's DDR4. So I don't feel like buying more, unless it's super cheap. Then I might, because I want some of these parts to be upgradable when I do upgrade this system. So obviously, if I get like NVMe M2, those drives obviously I can keep, and obviously my monitors, right? Obviously just GPU, right? But the RAM, that's the conundrum I'm in. So what's the other thing I want to show you? The what's the name of it? Oh, is it settings? Yeah, settings. So I just go to system and about, and you can see here's my system. I'm running Fedora 43. I just recently upgraded. I'm pretty happy. The bug with the NetBeans was fixed, so I'm very happy with that, because every time I was dragging something close to the NetBeans, it would crash the GNOME session, and so that was really annoying, especially when you're doing like a live stream of something. That would be really pain. So I resolved that, so I'm pretty happy. And what else is here? So you can see it's AMD Ryzen 5 5600 GT. Obviously the G stands for integrated graphics, and you see the memory here. And if I go to Fedora 43, I'm using Wayland desktop environment, as you can see right here. Well, windowing system is Wayland. It's GNOME 49, 64-bit, and this is, I'm using the MSI motherboard, MS7C5C. It's all, I think it's called the B500 Pro series or something like that. And see, that's basically, that's all I have here. And the dedicated GPU is an AMD Instinct MI60, which M2 memory, 32 gigs VRAM. So that's the system there. Okay, so you see the temperature back to the idle one because of the fan. So the next thing we're going to do, so I'm going to have to pay attention to this as well. So which is perfectly fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, I'm wondering, wish I could zoom into here. Let me put it here. I wanna be able to see the RAM, and I wanna be able to control. Can I make it smaller? Does it? Oh, you can. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's perfect. I want to make it smaller so I can see what's going on. Oh, even that's better. Perfect. Yeah, so you can see this is a dedicated. Let's put this up just a little bit more so you can see what's going on. There you go. So this is the dedicated GPU, so I can monitor the temperature, and I put it as 50% here, and be ready to hit apply, because this temperature jumps up really fast. So here, so the fan control is working as you saw. So I'm going to CD into this stable diffusion one. So CD stable. Okay, and then again, and I think I have to go to the build folder. Yes, the build folder, ls. Yeah, this is where I am, and the bin. Yeah, so that's it's a bin there. Okay, so oh, I forgot to tell you guys to download. You use ARIA 2C. That's the one to download. I also explained this yesterday as well. So the version I have is what is it? It's version 1.37. I don't think the version matters. So this allows you. It has resume, and I said it's a parallel. If you're downloading models, use this application. I think I'll do a short write-up when I create the video for this for this oh my goodness video generation. Sorry. Okay, so let me clear this. So if you remember, if we go back here, as I said, you can use if you're in Windows, you're in luck. You can just copy paste that. You see it says config/models and all that. So I already have that, so I will show you that in my AI folder. I put all the AI stuff in here. You see I have ComfyUI, and I have, if you go to models, there's models here. You see it's the same, you know, the structure is similar to, in fact, what I'm going to run today is all going to be in here. So you see there are many folders, subfolders, and all of that. So the easiest way, if you type tree, it will show you where all of them are inside all these folders here. So I do have them in the proper places. For example, the GGUF, I'll come back to this and I'll show you where I put them. But you just follow the instructions. For example, you see it says here, it must be inside the models/diffusion models. So if we go to diffusion models, you can see this is the one I downloaded. Oh no, that's the VAE. Sorry about that. Let's go. Where's the GGUF one? Yeah, you see here it's in the text encoders. That's what I was looking for. Sorry. So we go to the text encoders. It's T for text encoders. Here we go. So you see I did download and put it here. You see it's 6.0 gig. Okay, and these other ones were for ComfyUI, but I said I most likely don't need them. You know what? If we have time today, I might try the WAN 2.2, because I do have the, I believe I have everything here. Let me see if there's no GGU. Oh yeah, I do have this one. No, I have to get a different. You see, I have to get this the Q8 version, so I have to download that. I don't feel like downloading that. Well, maybe we'll see. If there's enough time, we'll do it. As I said, I don't want this tutorial to take too long. I want this to be one of my shortest night streams. But if you guys want me to do that, I can do a video specific for that one tomorrow night. Okay. So let's get started here. So as I said, this stuff you see here. Why can't I zoom out? Shift. It's super weird. This is gonna be a bug. I was able to zoom before. Oh, let me try this. Okay, click this. Nope. What if I do this and just click the top? Click it. Can I zoom? Oh, no. Okay. Looks like the, the mouse does something else when I do that. That is super weird. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, that is not the behavior I want. And this guy is ticking me off. You know what? I don't need this. So I'm just going to close that window, discard all that. All right. So let me grab the command and I'll just put it there and I'll run it and I'll show you if I do remember where it is. So the first thing we're going to do is going to do text to video, and I'll show you what I decided to do. So go back to the command line here. Oh, I'm in the right folder. Yeah. Oh, what folder am I in? PW. Oh yeah, I'm in the right folder. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to paste it here so I don't make a mistake. I'm going to zoom out. There we go. Actually, I think that's easier to read. What is going on here? Jeez. Okay. Do I zoom out even more? Okay, this thing is weird. I don't know why it's acting up. But anyway, so you can see bin/sd. I'm in Linux, so I don't have the exe, and the method is obviously video gen. Diffusion model, obviously it's conf UI. I'm still probably going to keep those folders around. And the VAE, again, I pre-downloaded this stuff, as I said, because of conf UI. And the only difference is this T5XXL, and that one I had to. Okay, it's copied twice. Oops, I copied this twice. Okay, that makes sense. That's why it's all messed up. Okay. All right. Looks like it was messed up because I copied it twice. That was weird. Okay. I don't know why this is so weird. Yeah, it's easier to read. Here you go. You see it's Q8, the GGUF, and the prompt is a lovely cat. You see the scale I set it to 6. Sampling method is set to Euler, and verbose meaning it show everything there. And then what I did was the negative prompt is the same. See the video 480 by video width is 480, height is 832, diffusion var, offload to CPU, video frames 33. So this is exactly as it is from the instructions. Obviously, with my paths different, and it's running Linux. So this is the one that produced a black bar yesterday. So I'm gonna hit enter there, and I'm gonna watch this temperature here. So I'm ready to press this button. It's using the CPU. So it loads to the CPU first, and then it will dump it onto the GPU. So I'm gonna watch it, and then I'll start up the when the GPU temperature starts going up, that's when I'll click this here. Now you can see the temperature goes up there. That's why I said there's no fan profile that's going to be able to keep up. And you can see even with the RPMs at 8500, you can see the temperature is still going up. So that's why I said, like, I didn't bother with the fan, no fan control or profile is going to be able to keep up with it. I mean, unless you go 0 to 100, which then is going to be too loud. And you see the temperature is still going up. It will probably hit about 80 because I have the temperature in here about 16 degrees Celsius, so it won't go above 80. In summer, sometimes it just goes up just slightly. I mean, especially this summer when we had a drought. Yeah, that one it would go up to maybe sometimes up to like 84, 85, but I don't expect it to go above 80. And I know it's done when the temperature of this GPU, this is the dedicated one, when it actually starts going back down. So I'm just going to prepare when it stops, then I can go down there. So you see one of the problems with the value of CFG. So I'm saying I'm just using the same settings as from the documentation as you guys saw, and then I'll show you what I did to tweak it and get it to work. As you can see, the temperature is close to 80, and that's where it's gonna, because I said it's a little cool in here, it might not even hit 80, but that's fine. When it hits 100, it usually, obviously the system shuts down. It just makes this really annoying noise. An alarm bell just keeps on going. Okay, so you guys don't need to see this part here, so I'll take it out of the way. You can see what's going on back here. You see sampling completed, shows you the time it took, and you see it's using the ROCm 0. That means it's the dedicated GPU, as you can clearly tell by the temperature. And you see it used about is it 20 gig of the VRAM. So that's why I am queasy about trying the 14B, because the 14B probably, and it's done. The 14B might not be enough. So you see the temperature is already going down here. I'm going to turn it off for a while because the temperature will stabilize there. So let's go back to our build folder, and you see, oh, this time it actually created a video. Okay, that's interesting. But yesterday it was giving me black video, so this time it actually created a video. Okay, so you see it's output.avi, as you can see down here. It tells you how long it took. So if you guys remember when I was doing Comfy UI, that's still way faster. I can even make it faster, and I'll show you guys in a second how you can even make it much faster. So let's play the video. All right, so I'm going to call this one 00. I'm just going to rename it. So I'm going to call rename. That's interesting. 00 output 00. Okay. All right. So before we generate what do you call it? Before we generate the the image to video, I'm going to show you how you can speed this up. Remember that was right from the documentation. So I'm going to show you how you can speed this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this, and you see the GPU temperature is still pretty high. It will go down, but so I'm going to copy here. Now, as I said before, I can, if you're not too lazy, you can simply just say O, and then I can say output. Output 01.AV1. Okay, so that will output it there, so I don't have to worry about overriding. So that's the other one. So if you see, everything's the same up here. The only thing I changed was the CFG scale. I changed it to 1.0. So that means that it's going to be way faster, but the quality will be the quality won't be as good. And let me see anything else I changed here. I think the flow shift I left that the same, and you can also do steps and all that as well. But I'm going to leave that as is, and then I'll just press the GPU is still pretty high, so I'm going to start this up immediately. If you want to read this stuff here, it was loading the long thing, or I typed it in wrong. I still had that backslash instead. So and you see the output is going to be 01.avi. You can change the strength if you wish. Some of these are values. You see it says true, false. You can change some of this as well. Or the FA stands for flash. And the negative prompt, the prompt and the negative prompt. This one, the kanji characters. And then the clip skip you can as well. Sample parameters, you can see that. High noise, you can change all those values if you wish. And yeah, so some of these are usually the default or based on the model. And what else is here? Yeah, GGML, of course. I obviously don't have CUDA, that's why I say no. I'm using obviously HGlass. It's found 2 ROCm devices. Now I do not want this running on my integrated graphics, and clearly it's not running on integrated graphics, as you can see here from the temperature. So it loaded everything fine. And what else is here? This is the second one. Parse, so it's parsing it. And you see this one is 20 steps. And yeah, so you can see what's going on there. Do I change anything else here? Oh yeah, I did. I changed the seeds. I made them. Sorry, I forgot to tell you guys. I changed. There's something else I added as well. Sorry, it wasn't just the scheduler. I also changed the seeds. I made them random seeds. So I put -s. I don't know if it's up here. Let's go check it out. I put. Come on. Hold on. Oh, jeez. Oh, is it this one? Oh, because I didn't realize. So there should be a -s. Yeah, right here. Say -s. That's when you put -1. That means it's going to be randomized. Otherwise, you can put your own number in there as well. Okay, fine. Oh, it's up here. This thing. Oh, sorry, I was talking too much. It already created the video. I don't see, where did we create the video? Output 01. Am I crazy? Oh, here it is. The video is here. And so I'm going to stop this because the noise is... Okay, so here's the video. And I think this quality might be okay because it has 20 steps. What the? What is that? What is that? What? Okay, I'm confused. I gotta stop that. Is that not safe for work? Am I crazy? Doesn't this look like a baby? Am I crazy? It doesn't look like a baby skinning a cat. Okay, I don't know what's going on in this video. If you guys can tell me, if you can guess what it is. Okay, let's play it. Okay. What in, I can't even tell what's going on in here. Okay, I don't know what. Okay, I can't tell what's going on in there, but yeah, that was a weird one. Yeah, but you can see, I said you can fool around with the settings. Now let's try the upscaled image. So sorry, not upscaled, this one here. This let me show you. I don't know if I showed you guys this. Yeah, this is the stretched image. I just stretched the image in GIMP. I forced it to be that aspect ratio. So let me clear this up. Okay, so again, I'm going to use the scheduler simple. Paste. So the only difference here is, you see, -s is 1. The CFG scale is left at 5. Oh yeah, here we go. You see this one, I changed the steps to 20. The FPS, I changed it to 24. We still have the flash diffusion. And the other thing I did was the, you see the input is going to be our upscaled PNG file. The flow shift I changed it to 8.0, and the schedule I set it to simple. So I'm going to add another thing here. Can I add something? Here we go. I'm going to put -o for output, and this one is going to be output 02.avi. Okay, there we go. And I'll be ready to get this guy up to 50%. Take a sip of water. So it looks like I don't really need that scheduler simple. No, but yesterday I wasn't able to generate any videos. So don't worry, we also do, obviously, you can fool around with all those settings, the CFG, and obviously the number of steps until you're happy with the results. So this is almost ready. I know the GPU is going to start jumping up pretty quickly. Yeah, it's already jumped up while I was talking. So obviously running this on the command line, as you guys see, is way faster than running it on the in some type of UI, especially one that loads with Python. I'm not bad mouthing Python. I'm just saying that for things like this, I'm perfectly okay with running them on the command line. Of course, I could also write a batch script to run them as well. So this obviously you can see the number of tensors here and the amount of VRAM. So I forgot one more thing here. The memory. See the memory usage. This is why I'm not too sure if I can actually try that 14B model, because although this one is very good with memory, clearly that 14B model is gonna probably squeeze me to the limit, and I'll definitely be using a lot of the swap space. I don't want to do that. Unfortunately, the RAM prices are still way too high, so I think I'll stick with the 5B and just generating images. So I read online when I was doing some research, people were suggesting that the best thing to do is always just to use a sample image. Just do image to video instead of the text to video, and I think that's probably the way to go, because you'll get we'll see the quality. You guys will compare it. So remember, the prompt is exactly the same. The negative prompt and the request prompt are exactly the same. I mean for all the tests here. So we can see what type of results we get. Now I don't expect this to crash or anything, because in case this is your first time here, what I used to do before was I would use the integrated graphics for the live stream, and then to record the video I was using the GPU. And then what I noticed was the results for the images and others were kind of wonky, and sometimes when for example, like when Alma crashed, it obviously brought down everything. So now this GPU will just be dedicated for just AI stuff. and hopefully if I find a video editor on Linux that works with the GPU, yeah, that will be there. Now this is actually pretty good. Temperature, okay, it's done, so I can, even though the temperature, as you can see, it says 70, that's fine, it will eventually go back down, so I'm not too worried about that. So I'll just put that to, yeah, it will go down. So what was this one? Output 2.avi. So where is the output 2? Here it is. You can already tell it's probably the best quality so far. So let's go check it out. And there you go. Right? Much better. So if you have a starting image, you will get a much better result than relying on it to make one from you from scratch. As you can see, I don't know what's going on with that one, right? And this one as well. Yeah. So this one here was generated without a scheduler. So I recommend using a scheduler. As you can see, the quality is even this one, which I can't make out. It's still you can tell the quality is still much better. So there you go. So yeah, and actually it's very consistent. Yeah, because this one, what is the one I created yesterday as well? Did I call it output 2 or did I output 1? Where's the one from? Is this the one? Oh, this one. You see? This was the one created yesterday with, I believe, the same result. So it's very consistent. If you have a starting image, it will do a very good job with that. So there you go. Yeah. So what time is it? It's been over an hour. All right. So if you guys are in the live chat, you want me to do something quickly before I close this up, I can. Otherwise, I'm just gonna end this. So I'm gonna check the live chat. There's nothing in YouTube. There's nothing in BitChute, Rumble, nothing, and Odyssey, nothing. Okay. So I will. Yeah. So I just want to show you. So obviously you can drop down the as you guys saw, you can do 0001 and 02. Yeah, 02. So you can obviously I gave you guys all the what do you call it? I gave you guys all the settings. So there you go. So you can use, as I said before, if you're in Windows, especially if you have an Intel CPU and NVIDIA, you can simply just run as there and they're perfectly fine. But I said I kept on changing things. I just didn't use the default ones. You can see, for example, this last one, I used the CFG scale of 5 instead of 6. The reason for that is, again, I used the Comfy UI default template for the WAN 2.2 5B. So yeah, so that's, you know what, let's see if we can generate this image even faster. I'm going to drop the I'm going to drop the number of steps, and I'm going to change the CFG scale to 1.0, and the number of steps I'm going to drop it to 8, and the frames I'm going to drop it to 16. We'll see if let's see if that's any faster. You see, it should tell me the time it took. Yeah, here's the time. So that's what, about 5 minutes or so, 6 minutes. So I'm going to change this to 3, and I'm going to go and change the shift, change it to 3 as well. And then I'm going to, the frames are fine. Oh, that's fine. Here I'm going to change this to 16. The number of steps, I'm going to change them to 8. And then the CFG value is going to change to 1. Okay, let's run down. Now obviously if you have a faster CPU with more RAM, obviously it will load up the motor faster and pass it on to your GPU as well, so that's another benefit. See, temperature is 50 here, so I just wish you just pass it straight to the GPU, but that's fine. I'm happy with the results. I'm pretty happy with the results. And you see, I said I just started fooling around with this yesterday, and I could just start generating videos, so I'm pretty happy with that. Again, yeah. So you see the temperature still going down, and I'm not wasting any time. You see how quickly that jumped? Just like that. You see, now it's only doing 8 steps. Obviously, it's going to be faster. It only has to do 8 steps, and the RAM, you can see the RAM here. So this is a pretty good model for that. And I said, especially if you have starting images, it will be much faster. It still uses quite a bit of VRAM for that. I probably use less because it has less work to do, but yeah. Well, you see, it dropped the RAM. That's another thing I like about this. You see that the RAM dropped from 17 to 7, so that's fantastic. I can't remember what the swap size was, so there we go. I think I called it 03 if I remember. I don't know why it's taking so long. Done. There we go. So I'm going to drop this down to 2%. Even though it's high at 65, it will eventually get back down there, so I'm not too worried about them. I found that out the hard way when I had to reboot. Obviously, the fan would eventually go down. It goes down pretty quick, so it's not a big deal. So output number 3. What do you guys think? Good or bad? What do you think? So it's much faster because I use a CFG of 1 and only 8 steps. So let's check it out. Actually, not bad, right? Compared to this one, which we just did. Is there another factor there? Oh yeah, there's a little. So that's the problem. See, yeah, there we go. But there you go. So you can fool around if you want a really fast thing. Yeah. So that you just to be careful. Yeah. So there you go. A little artifact. Now the good thing. Oops. So if you notice, watch what happens right there. So let's start playing it here. So that's normal. That's a picture. It's normal. And then there it looks like it's just painted over. Look what happens here. Yeah. So you know, obviously I said the quality is gonna suffer if you do a CFG of 1. Now, if you have a very simple image, like let's say somebody's face, that one you can get away with using a CFG scale value of 1 because you have what do you call it? The face doesn't change too much. For example, here the cat was like there was a lighting there, and then the cat's ears obviously inside the ear and all that. So it's a little bit more busy, as a customer says. There's a lot of stuff going on. So obviously anything that's out of place will be easily you'll be able to see it. That's why, for example, this one here, this one, things are out of place. You can see them right away because it's so brightly lit, and there's a lot of stuff going there as well. So there we go. I said I'll create a dedicated article for this, and we'll do a video, and obviously we'll do some tests, and we'll see what type of output we'll get. So this, I am still pretty happy with this. So I'm gonna stick with this model, but I said I'll leave the 14B model out there as well, because it's being improved as well. But I don't think I'll be able to run it without using swap space or something like that. So you see, when it finished, look at that, the memory went back to 5.7. It just released everything. So that's one thing I do like about this. There's no memory leaks. I'm very happy. And if you guys don't remember, of course, it also does images. So I can actually run an image. I can also run an image, but we did images yesterday. So this was video. Let's stick to videos. So there you go. I'm happy that the documentation, I just followed. You could just copy paste, and it will work. I don't know why I got this black video yesterday. That was a weird one, but looks like whatever the issue was resolved. But as you see, make sure you use a scheduler. As you can see, if you don't use a scheduler, you get something like this. Right? So it is a cat, but yeah, obviously there's nothing. And you see, when you use a scheduler, you get obviously much better. Even you get much better results. For example, this one here. Oh, I guess it's a greenery outside. Oh, this one. Although this one is a weird. I still don't know what's going on in the back there, honestly. Yeah. So there we go. So all right. So let's finish this up. Let's finish this up. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this to close it off. So if you want to learn Python, I have resources. I have a book called Learning Python. It's available on Amazon. It's designed for beginners and will guide you step by step through the basics of Python programming. The links are in the description. I also have an online course also called Learning Python. It offers a comprehensive curriculum that covers essential Python concepts and practical applications. And then I also offer, it's on ojamboshop.com, and I also offer one-on-one programming tutorials, especially for Python. You can contact me on ojambo.com/contact to schedule a session. And if you need help with the WAN 2.2 text, image to video 5B installation, I can help you with that, or migrate it on your server or local AI. I'm available to assist you with that, and I can walk you through the process, set it up for you. Get in touch with me at ojamboservices.com/contact. And you guys saw yesterday, you saw I left everything right out there when I compiled everything right from scratch and repurposed the Comfy UI models, because you guys saw me downloading everything as well. So that was all live yesterday. All right, that's the end of the tutorial. I do have a quick reminder that I do stream every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. You go to ojambo.com, you go to Watch When You Live Summit, you can see topics for the upcoming tutorials, and they're always at 2 p.m. Eastern. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. It helps the channel grow. And for example, the AI, the vast majority, of course I did some research, but the vast majority of stuff was suggested by my viewers, and I did learn a lot from Comfy UI because of viewers just like you. So when I learn things, I share, and that's what I do because I want to improve, and I hope you guys like me or join my journey in improvement. Okay, and then I also have some other recommended resources. I have the SpaceX residential service referral link. So I live in a rural area where there's no internet or cellular service. It's very sporadic. So I use SpaceX residential service, Starlink residential service. That gives me high-speed internet. For example, right now I'm streaming on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. I'm using FFmpeg for that. And obviously it's high-speed internet. And I also use it on my phone for Wi-Fi calling, so I can I can send and receive calls, voice calls, text messages, including MMS messages. That's picture messaging in some areas. And yeah, so if you thinking of getting that service, you can use my referral link. I'll get 1 month free, and you'll get a discount. The type of discount, its duration, and the amount is based on your geographical location, but you do get a discount. And then I also have an affiliate link, my first affiliate link. It's for this here. It's called the Honeywell HeatBud Personal Ceramic Heater, and it's available on Amazon. So this one has a switch there with 2 settings, high and low. The low uses 170 watts, the high uses 250 watts. So this little guy helped me not have to switch on the heater anytime in October of this year, and obviously from mid winter it saved me $100 a month in propane. This place is heated by propane, which is really horrible and very expensive because it has to be trucked in. So this little guy helped me a lot. So I did a 1-year review, so that's coming up in about 2 days time. So I also wrote the article that's up, and I said I'll be ready within 2 days from now. Yeah, so you can use my referral link. So what that means is that if you use my referral link, I will I'll get a stipend when you purchase it. So if you're purchasing from Amazon, if you want to purchase from Amazon, please use my affiliate link. If there's anything you guys like from Amazon, let me know. I can also create affiliate links for that. I should have actually done it for my CPU and what else? The motherboard as well. I should have done that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, and I'll set that up as well, because the hardware stuff seems to be very, very popular. Anytime I mention the AMD Instinct MI60, the video always do pretty well, and even when I just give a small update, it always does pretty well. So there we go. Oh yeah, and finally, I have been promoting my novelette. It's called The Algorithmic Serpent. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind. So he has to regain control of his mind and the AI system as well. And you see there, it's by me, Edward Ojambo. I'm not the scientist, I'm just the author. And this is the back. This is the paperback version. So as you can see, there's real pages. Oh, wrong way, there we go. And there's also an ebook version. The ebook version is free if you have Kindle Unlimited. It's available worldwide. I made it as affordable as possible. It's basically at cost. Most of the cost goes to printing and obviously storage costs for the ebook version. So pick it up. Let me know what you think, good or bad, because I want to improve my writing, and not just for programming books, but also for general writing. I love writing. All right, so that's it. I'm gonna close this live stream, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure if I have anything to do tomorrow night, but if you guys want me to do something, I will. I'm not sure it will be AI related because I think this is like the 6th day in a row or 5th day in a row at least where I've done AI stuff, because I've been so excited. But maybe we'll do something or something will come up. Okay, so see you then. Bye. Have a great night, good day, and all that.